Hey guys! So I am officially home from my insane 5 days of traveling. I already made one video. I briefly updated you. So I'm going to try and do a little more storytelling and a little less, obviously nothing to show you because I'm back sitting in my room now and there's nothing interesting going on here to show you. But anyway, so hey, what up, Christy? Hey. Sorry, I probably should have asked before I just filmed you. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks, Boo. So got back from my trip. It involved a couple of days, one night in Hualien, which is a city out near on the east coast. 2 days in Taroko Gorge, which is a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing national park, unlike anything that I think I've ever seen. It was crazy. And then a couple of days in Taipei, and it was just an absolute blast of a time. I guess I want to focus on, because I briefly mentioned I went up about 1.5 million stairs. That happened without my inhaler, which I left in the campsite because I'm real smart. So that happened, but it was, lots of fun. Actually, the waterfall that I showed you in the other video was not the actual waterfall. There was more trail that we then went down, and we had to go into a cave, and it was pitch dark, and I did not heed their warnings of please bring a flashlight. I was like, oh, my friends in front of me have flashlights. It'll be golden. No, I smacked my head on a rock. But we had to wear ponchos, and we go, and it was pouring from the ceiling, and it was really, really awesome and super cool. So we have to see that. And just beyond it, the trail is closed because they've had some rock slides and it took out a bunch of the trail. So oh yeah, it's, the trail ends here. And we got to the end of the place where the waterfall was, and we kind of looked down past where the do not enter sign was and went, yeah. So we went down the trail for a little ways, just to where it ended, because there was a point where we reached sort of an outlook over the river, and you could see the mountains all around. You could see where it had taken down the trail and you couldn't go any farther. But we went and hung out there and took some pictures and ate some crackers and had a really nice time. It was super cool. And then we're gonna do another hike. And so we went and we were going to get a permit for it because, for some reason, to go on any of these hikes, they're super strict. I need to get, a permit. You have to fill out all this paperwork and have, a Taiwanese contact number for, emergencies and all these things. And it's, such a hassle to try and get. And we're like, guys, we just want to go hike for a couple hours. It's really going to be okay. Anyway, so I have to go to the police station and get this permit. And at first they weren't going to give it to us, but then they did. And we were kind of talking about, what we're going to do. We're like, oh, yeah, we're going to check out these hot springs. And the lady was like, oh, no, we don't recommend that to people. There were some landslides, and they are not safe, and you don't want to be wearing a helmet and in the hot spring, and no, we don't recommend that. And we're like, oh, okay, all right, that's great. Thank you for telling us. We're so going. So we get a permit for this hike, and we're going to do the hike first and then go to the hot springs. But we're going down the path that we think the hike is, and all of a sudden go across this bridge, and then it ends. And all it is just this, big warning sign, authorized personnel only, do not enter, blah, blah, blah. We're like, well, I'm pretty sure this is the path that we got the permit for. Why would they give us a permit for something that's not... And we're kind of looking around, and then these two other foreigners come down, walk right past us, and walk straight through the do not enter sign. And we're like, yeah, alright, so we go down these super sketchy stone stairs, and we find the hot springs. And they were mind-blowingly amazing. They were just, right on the river, these natural hot springs bubbling up. Some of them were too hot for me. I couldn't take them. But then there were some, this icy water from this river where it was flowing in. And if you got too hot, you can go in the cold water and cool down. And, it feels so good. It was so amazing. So after that, we kind of, split up. And some people stayed at the hot springs, and some of us went on a hike. And that hike was super cool. The stairs hike, I was proud of myself. And I'm glad I did it. And it was cool. But this hike was fun. there were like ropes and chains to like help you climb up, and like it was all interesting, and it had like up and down. It was just like straight up for like 3 hours, and so it was fun. But we started so late in the day that like it would have taken me a long time to finish. So Zach went on in true Zach fashion to go and be awesome on the hike, and me and Carol and Christy went back to get the scooters, which we had been riding around on. And we discovered that our two other compadres, Liz and Jackie, had taken one of the scooters and gone on to get some gas and whatever. So we were left with 2 scooters and 3 people, which is fine because you bred to be able to do a scooter. Now, Carolyn is the only one of our little trio who had driven the scooter before. Christy didn't want to do it, and I was like, well, I would love to learn how to ride a scooter. Like, this looks so easy, looks like so much fun. Like, this will be great. I'm going to do it. I'll drive the scooter home. Cool, why not? So at this point in my life, I had probably one of the worst nights of sleep ever the night before, and ended up actually being beaten only by the night that I had after that. I just did not sleep well, so I was exhausted. All I'd had that day was a bun and a packet of Ritz crackers to eat all day. This was now like well past supper time. I was tired. I'd never ridden a scooter before. We were at the top of a mountain, and my contact had fallen out, so my depth perception was a little bit weird. I had one contact and then one not contact. And I was like, yeah, I will ride the scooter. So I literally get on with my brief instructions of how to drive the thing, push the clutch way too hard, and like go forward. Now, on the edge, on the sides of the road, leaning up against the cliff face, with the cliff face here, there's a drainage ditch of sorts, and it's about, you know, I'm using my hand to film, so I can't even show you, but it's about 2 feet wide and decently deep, and it's, you know, just wide enough to fit one scooter and Hannah's leg in it. So I jolted the scooter forward and, yes, landed straight in the drainage ditch, and pinned my leg to the wall with a scooter. And I'm freaking out, like, I'm like, oh my god, my leg's broken. My leg is obviously not broken. I was fine, but I was freaking out and yelling for help, and, Carolyn and Christy came running back, and, like, these Taiwanese people came, like, running out from all over. They pulled the scooter out of the ditch and off of me, thankfully, and I was fine, but they were so sweet. Like, there was this little, like, this old Taiwanese couple, and while we've been hanging out earlier, like, waiting to see if Liz and Jackie would come back, they, like, gave us tea, and were just no English at all, but super, super sweet. And, like, they came running when they heard me calling for help, and they checked if I was okay, and, like, got me towels, and, like, cleaned up my leg, and, like hot water and bandages, and just so amazingly sweet. Like, all the people here are so amazingly sweet. So that happened. That adventure definitely happened. I'm gonna show you my leg. It's fine. It's a little bit scratched up. But really, that's about it. Like, no real damage done, amazingly. I'm really lucky. It was sore. I, like, limped for the rest of the day. And I was really glad that it happened, after we had done all our insane hiking, because I could not have managed it after that happened. But, so that happened, yeah. Anyway, but, the next day, we went out to Taipei, which was super cool. What did we do? We've had so many problems on this trip, okay? So, like, I ran a scooter into the ditch. That happened. Jackie broke her phone. Carolyn's watch stopped working. Like, little things like that. So, we have all these scooters, right? And Liz's scooter, like, for some reason, was, like, eating gas way faster than everyone else's scooter. And so we're finally going home the next morning, and we get up at, like, unearthly o'clock, because we have to get these scooters back to Hualien by 8 o'clock in the morning. We're driving, we're going down the road, and, like, we get separated. So me and Liz are on a scooter, and then Zach and Jackie and Carolyn and Christy. And we get separated. And we're like, well, we'll catch them up. We'll catch up to them, whatever. You know, we almost got hit by a car is what happened, because a guy was being an idiot and pulled in front of us. And so we lost track of him. And we're going kind of fast, trying to catch up, and we stop for a light, and Liz goes, we're dead. I'm like, what? And the scooter was just dead. It had stopped working completely. And we're in the middle of, like, we're not near anything. We don't know where our friends are. None of us, like, I'm the only one who has, like, cell phone reception. we're like, so the scooter's just completely dead. So thankfully Jackie like she like lets her data roam and Facebooks me. And we've, communicate where we are, we find each other. We have to walk the scooter back like, I don't know how far it was. A while back to the gas station. And like these attendants like check it out and they're like, scooter is bad. And we're like, great. So like thankfully I still had the number of the scooter rental place. We call them, they talk in Chinese to the gas station attendant things. People, like, they came and gave us a new scooter, which was really, really nice. So we finally, like, after waiting around at this gas station for, like, evsies, which, again, the gas station were so nice and, like kept giving us little treats, and we're, like, just super, super sweet. Such nice people. We finally get the new scooter, and we're finally ready to go. So Carolyn leaves, me and Liz leave, and we're going, and we're like, where are Zach and Jackie? Like, they were right behind us. How did they not leave with us? So we're waiting. Carolyn goes back to look for them. We finally all catch up. And apparently, in the transferring of scooters to this gas station, Liz had accidentally left one of the scooters in the on position and killed the battery. So Zach and Jackie's scooter was dead when they tried to leave, and they're like, seriously. So we just had, like, this mess of trying to get anywhere. It was such a rough start to our day, but then it ended up being a really good time. And we went and we saw Taipei 101 and went to this really crazy hectic night market and stayed at this really nice hostel, and it was just super fun. And then today, like, we went to the zoo and some tea houses up in the mountains, and we rode a gondola, and I had tea-flavored ice cream, and it was super good. We had another rough catastrophe. Jackie got super, super sick, and, like, Carolyn had to take her to the doctor because she was, like, crazy sick. She's fine now. She's doing okay. But I tell you what, and then we couldn't find Ebe. Like, Ebe came to meet us in Taipei, and we spent, like, more than an hour trying to find him, and we couldn't. Like, this trip has been so fun, but it was so full of mishaps. And just one thing after another, just not working out, and a million things. But it was so good, and I am so thrilled that we got to go on this, and that we got to have all this fun, and I just loved every minute of it. I apparently need to go out west more. Well, ever. Not somewhere I usually end up, but all of my now western side of the U.S. friends are convincing me that I need to go see the mountains, proper mountains. Anyway, so yeah, that's all, because this is now a 13-minute video. Sorry about that, but I just had such an amazing, wonderful time, and it's just been great. So, just wanted to share that. Just wanted to share my wonderful experiences, and I guess that's all for now. So, I'll keep you updated with my life. I'm going traveling again this weekend because all of our holidays are, like, all within the month, like a 2-month span. So, I'll let you know later about Pingxi and the Lantern Festival when that all happens. So, bye guys. I will see you later. Bye!